The greatest thing about Gembo is that it's his courage, because it's very difficult for traditional artists to go beyond what is the norm.
These young guys, with all that knowledge, all that skill, they try to bring out a different form or different interpretation of traditional art. It is quite impressive that way.
I met Gembo, the artist, in Bhutan some years back now, maybe like 5 years ago. And I just was very inspired by the work that he's doing.
What I like about Gembo's work is the way he uses traditional iconography and makes new compositions to express contemporary themes, everyday life themes.
I first met Gembo in 2013 on my first trip to Bhutan through a mutual friend of ours, Chris Walker, and I was immediately taken with him and his artwork and what Vast was doing. It was something I hadn't previously seen before, which was using Bhutan and the Bhutanese landscape and the Bhutanese traditions and culture and creating artwork that was imbued with that quality.
I have known Gembo for now 5 years, but Gembo has known Vast. Vast is the NGO for contemporary artists, and we also have a vision to nurture our society into a creative society. So Gembo is one of the pioneers who has taken that courage to come out from his traditional, conventional way of doing his artwork.
Mostly in traditional art, we, in the traditional setting, we are well trained and well taught in the skill and the technical matter. But when it comes to the conceptual development, when it comes to applying a new idea, it is very rare. And Gembo is quite brave to do that, because a lot of people, a lot of young artists, they tend not to do it because they are quite comfortable doing what people tell them to do. And our traditional art is something like that. We were told what to do, not to do what you want to do. So Gembo that way is trying to break away from that norm, and he's you have to consider him a brave artist because he's not bothered about who will say what and whether it can be sold in the market or not. He's not bothered. He wants to. He have seen people doing it, have got inspiration from many traditional modern artists. So he wanted to try that. In that sense, he is very outcoming and very brave actually that way.
Ngani di iga di bodolo ya risum gimbolo choji lagge singa ya lo juila pada chu she jo bodolo lagang gende delenga chi risum gimbolo ani debridi nami sami lejum judula andale ngigi to de andale bera phya soibala te yalu di jenda madowege ani chen tandi duwala andale de temi gaye mindula ngalo temi yalu ya gembanalo temi gaye mi te gara tabu na majo digalo pen da de paper de le jumindu kadigo tele komi de tu di de paper e thobe odol ani wall painting go jo bebe sinale ngara temi ga emil habbe de be odol tele de nga phazu jo bebe ya ma charu chue ro de nathim bulle pha tu bebe sinale zuru chu sunale cha sa yelo ansom be loji ju go ila lam ge ro phale chu thimbu che ki be tele ya zuru chu sunalo su be de labe ane ya zuru chu zele habbe de la di hani be de ila Are katule bebe watching. Are gine tanani bebe bodolula. Ngolu rechika gato to gichi labe udolu. Gato to chi chimela. Laluchi rechika name same ngara ta kanyel chi ten ani bebe udolu phalu art nalu ngaragi apply chi be chumela. Ani adlu ewa mado jakse dubala pebe watching kashula portrait se mi chor thebe tamichi tele landscape se gala landscape chi chamchi tele ta ngachi traditional be watching theme di gadebe non na shuni mindu himalaya be chazo benigi dinalu namisame kashlo noksam tango be mindu theme noksam tango be mindu ba himalaya create be buddha be watching buddha ki explanation himalaya dubala ani ki ko gadebe duga gadebe yuduga himalaya ngachi be chazo benidigi ani follow beni chamchima dubchula the art be udul art di jakse indigi thimra gopsi di mila the ngagi ne dana be watching di ngaragi no samra ani be beshinale theme di namisame ge chela art be watchamchi ki debe be shawe mityo bala khonglu message leshum be jingo bela the art tauchi meditation be go mi lejum zobna e watching lejum be oni ki tie debe chabdo danizum be gub di ge ches no mela
Gembo, having met Ajakama and recognizing that his full potential as a true artist can only come when his traditional skills can be used greatly to express himself, how he looks at the society, how he feels about his internal challenges, his personal lives, and then he's been able to express that. So this is what is very special about Gembo, to be able to come out, bring his skills from the traditional way of art in Bhutan, and be able to express in the contemporary times.
Ideally, every art piece that the artist produces should be different, like not the artist himself, but I mean among the contemporary, like all the artists should be producing something very different from each other, although we were taught the technical or the skill development part, because our mind or our imagination or our creativity is different. Every artist is different. So we should be producing a different artwork from each other. There are very few of them who dare to challenge all these things, and then who have a little bit of more courage to explore their technical scene into thing. That's why his work comes out. His work shows some sort of motivation, some sort of commitment, some sort of courage. A lot of things you can see.
I think it's a very rare thing to see a highly skilled Bhutanese Thangka painter doing contemporary work where he's trying to still keep the essence of the meaning of the art, but playing around a little bit with the presentation, making it look a little bit different, a little bit interesting, especially for Western people. I think for people who haven't studied Buddhism, fortunately for me, I've been studying Tibetan Buddhism for many years. I'm a student of Gamte Tuku Rinpoche in Bhutan. So when I look at, traditional tankas, I see all of the meaning and all of the beauty. But for people who haven't studied Buddhism, they look at a tanka of maybe anything other than, say, the Buddha, and it's very confusing. They wonder, what are these flames and these wrathful-looking deities, and they don't understand the symbolism. And even for some people, they're quite afraid of this kind of art. But when you look at things that Gembo is doing, it's so beautiful, and people are drawn in and they're curious and they ask questions about the meaning of the art and the artist and the background of this kind of art.
아니 펜팅 디 아니 베탄다 빌랑아 아니 디 잠불링 베샤 몰라 다 겔로 치기베 아니 취세나나 좀베 ngachi 잠불루나 땀마도 작세테메 발라 라로치 컨티 와르참메 라로치 나로 미세메 라로치 나로 아우콤베 같이 부지 작세베 미둘라 아니 가란노 마시미 베네디기 바이러스 두스노 데 바이러스 이버치 스캔 베도 좀베 거기에 잡티나미디 아니메 발라 nga치로 네지 이버친 라루치 람 라루치기 쪼가 참미도 라루치기 칼라베 쪼가 참미도 가라베 민지베 미좀베 안좀베 거기 스킨 베도 좀베가 노섬시 땅베 소소인라
Gembo, his work shows that dedication. It's not that he have to come and explain to me saying that Aja, I worked this long, I have this idea, and he doesn't have to come and tell me. But when I look at his work, I could feel that way. He's trying something. He's working really hard on this piece, and of course, he's skill-wise, he's well trained. His skill is his hand skill, and his painting methods he learned it very well.
I particularly find it amazing that Gembo has that deep contemplation as an artist. When we talk about art, it's not about just a beautiful painting on the wall. It is about your thought process and how well an artist can express. An artist can only express if your thoughts are in a lot of different ways, but at the same time you pull in together to bring out the story. And it's also very difficult, especially for traditional artists, with the training that they have, to be of a certain way and certain standards in traditional Bhutanese art, to be able to bring out their own feelings and put it on in an art form. Gyembo has that courage.
What I love about Gyempo's artwork is his ability to take his story and his background, combine it with his expertise in traditional art, and create something new and captivating. Aesthetically, the art is stunning. You see these large pieces which took months to make, in incredible detail, powerful colors, images of the Buddha or airplanes or landscapes, and you immediately have a feeling that, from my perspective, only art can portray. And the work Gyempo's done, you can see how it evolves from year to year and how he experiments with new styles to tell the story in a better and more effective way.
Well, the funny thing is, I smelt Gyembo's work before I actually saw it. Later I found out it's because of the natural pigments and mineral colours he uses in his work, but I'd seen his work before that in Marg magazine and Art Asia Pacific magazine. I actually met him in September 2017 at VAST in Thimphu when I was running a colour theory workshop. I'm an artist myself, and what interests me is the way the way he sources his mineral colors and uses them to create narrative in his work. For example, he told me of a story when him and his friends sourced like a white color found locally in Thimphu, and he uses that, and I think that's very unique and special.
Hema ani guys lu nga chigi nalo ni la nim tele la dip nim la be mi artist chu nim ju chugi ani lalindi rang실레 템베기 쳔드라 랄렌 탑데 노발라 데 바컵 질레 nga chi duge 갑데 야게 조 젠다 치고에 대와 탑 베베신넬레 마네 플라스틱 펜디 남스메 나루 아니 토베 잠토도 토베발라 델레 베오데 레줌베베 아니 베 베츠베발라 땡아치 조르추스나로데 다도 춘지 바나로데 nga야 데비링로데 내추럴 컬러다 피그멘트스 키 콜레데 nga 라베 말랍 데 유제 마벨라 야로데 데 야레 창신날레 벤니 데 치가기 미추게란 걸 랍데 발라 추춘날로 라진데 땅데 남미 삼메가토토 델레 천베로 남미 삼메 레줌 톱님에 델레 아넬레베 녹삼지 땅다베 데 코길라미데 데메스 노가 델라미치 마텐 베시나 코길라미치 레줌두 스노삼지 땅다베라 다넬레치 가데베베로 구데베로 파다술레 드베베로 베시나랭가 라치자 긴게세 치디 아넬레 노섬 땅다밀라.
You see, the traditional Bhutanese art and the skills is beautiful. If you look at the materials that are used, the pigments, the various resources that are used, the materials from natural organic products, and the years and years of generations of from the Jabdrungi, from our Jabdrung's time itself, it was nurtured from there, and then it has come down to this level where the skill work, the traditional Bhutanese art is so beautiful. Having said that, it remained to a certain extent status quo in artist expression, and it's very difficult for artists to break those norms. So it doesn't let an artist grow in Mebala. Now, when you see this kind of traditional skills marry with your own expression, which Gembu is bringing into it, then it becomes, can you imagine the level of Bhutanese contemporary art going? It is something that our traditional Bhutanese artwork skills are there, but the artists have been able to observe, feel, and express what is going on in his or her mind, or what is going outside, and being so mindful of everything that is around. And then you have it done in such with such skill and such dedication and such fine lines and colors that are uniquely Bhutanese. Isn't that beautiful, la? And that is what Gembu is doing, la. And he is breaking boundaries because of that kind of courage and that kind of wisdom.
Chidi, ani dubala, maji duke hamnala jachi thongru, hidi made in India, made in Bangkok sembola. Ti dinalu jagi am pati la me bala. Tea bag di from India, Taj Mahal city de ume bola. Opchi de chigale, chini chigale. Gajidu, iro mero ngachi gi chujamchi, dilwe rinte me go be. Ani de ngachi Bhutan gi jaise mi gaamro. Ani be tung de go bola. Ani de in noksam chita anda bodalo tea di Bhutan gi member badala. Anzum be beshinale, the art berura painting baby namdelo canvas from India nyogo bela. Color India le nyogo bela. The gachiye mindu Bhutan gi dida. The ani gi no samjita anta bodolo phagi chendi gar chemical mix me bala. The ngachi rangile thimbi chendi khana churu chu ngachi gi zule effect gane mi la ngachi gi rangi gi chendi la. The ani beshinale ngachulu zule de to tele turuye chiga jogommi the art di gatele mozo wachin Bhutan le materials gaji use base watch Bhutan gi sing anzum chile use be sa anele top do anele top ani use base udalu ani di thir bar 100% Bhutanese arts michidi tungoyo bala.
I believe what differentiates Gyampo from other artists, and particularly other contemporary artists, is his ability to distill Bhutanese culture and Bhutanese forms and the Bhutanese landscape and Bhutanese history into his artwork, in the sense that he doesn't divorce himself from his traditional training. Rather, he uses that traditional training and that traditional ethos, and I think it's heavily ingrained in him as an individual and translates to his artwork, but uses that to build something new and build something individualistic which can portray his own experiences.
I can't really say about the local scene, but in the international circuit, I think Bhutanese art was seen as quite mysterious until recently, and Gyambo's work is the new emerging art from Bhutan that has international exposure. So, and what he does is, that is different and unique, is open Bhutanese art to an audience, and shows what Bhutanese art can be. And his art specifically, it weaves traditional iconography but expresses contemporary themes. So in 2016 he was in an exhibition in Singapore called Breathtaking Bhutan, and in Bangladesh for the 17th Asian Art Biennale. In 2017 he participated in an exhibition also with visionary and vast member Asha Kama for Christie's Art Center in Sag Harbor, New York.
Gyampo's done a few international art exhibits, and I was lucky enough to be involved in one called Voice of the Thunder Dragon in New York, who showed contemporary art for the first time in the United States, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. The point of view of contemporary Bhutanese art is not something people in the United States ever get to see. It's very rare that many people have seen Bhutanese art, either traditional or contemporary. So being able to present the artworks to an audience was a fantastic experience, and Gyampo's work was universally praised, and people were clamoring to see more art. It's immediately evident when you first meet Gyampo that he is soft-spoken, kind, gentle, thoughtful. He truly speaks through his artwork. His artwork allows him to communicate incredibly complex, detailed ideas in a compelling visual way. And I think to an extent, Gyampo really embodies what it means to be Bhutanese, that you don't have to be the loudest, you don't have to be the most aggressive person in order to be able to portray and describe big ideas. And I think his ability to do that is part of the reason his art is so profound, and part of the reason people have had such a positive response to it.
You know, in our art community, we we admire the courage and we admire the boldness that he is trying to, he's not really bothered with what people will say, but that's what he wanted to do. And it's good that at a young age, if he could just have that confidence, no?
Gembo is I think I should call him who broke boundaries to be able to marry his traditional art skills, because that is beautiful. Our traditional art skills are very beautiful. But he's recognized that to grow as an artist, he has to be able to express what he feels in Mebala. And this is where is the wisdom of Gembo and the beauty of Gembo as an artist. The courage to marry the traditional skills with his own expressions.